Awesome. Perfect. Guys, you guys are in our booth. We were in your booth yesterday. Now you're in our booth. Well, last night we closed this place down with you guys. They were literally turning the lights off on the Instagram while you guys were live having us at your booth. And I love that you guys have come over and hung out. If you guys don't know, and you probably don't, but Jason and I have been friends for a good long while. And then John and I have done burnouts in the Narcs cart in front of his house, and the black marks are still in the street. So we're burnout buddies, and we know what that means. That we're gonna be lifelong friends from there on out.
That's exactly right. You sign your name in front of my place.
That's right. That's right. Well, guys, let's talk about. You guys have been all over. You went to SEMA. You are in the Racing Junk Classifieds booth. You guys are running all day long. You run tons of different live streams. So tell people where they can find that and who all you've had.
So we've been doing a lot of interviews at the Racing Junk booth, and we've had young female racers. Victoria Beener was a, and man, 12 years old. She is going places, and watch out for that one because she's very well spoken. Like it's almost like she's practiced, or she knows what she's doing when she's in front of the camera. But that's what you would like to see.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to interview those people.
Yes.
The Borowski racing engine that Racing Junk gave away as part of that giveaway, we interviewed the dad of the service member. He's in what it was.
I can't remember.
National Guard.
Yep, he's
And he's on training course, so he couldn't even make it to pick up his engine.
Wow.
So we interviewed the dad, and there's a great story behind that one as well. And every time that we have an opportunity to get a great story, we love to just grab a hold of it and get them in there because there's people who just have never heard of something.
Yeah.
We want to bring that out.
Yeah.
Children's books.
Oh yeah. We just interviewed the man that wrote T is for Turbo.
Yes.
Oh, that's incredible. You think it's so simple,
Yeah.
but it's just amazing how simple it is because that book can appeal to people that are not quote unquote car guys or car families.
Yep.
You can certainly give it to someone who's not a car family and they won't say, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah.
It's a helpful thing. It's hilarious. It's a fun thing. And we met him because he literally had T is for Turbo instead of having a pass.
Yeah.
For
So we raced go karts the other night. That was his name on the thing. So he is T is for Turbo. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So and you guys you spoke to Riley's Rebuilds who just came by here.
Yeah.
Came by.
Yep.
Yeah,
That
we
was
get
really cool.
That was my first opportunity to meet her. So when I on Thursday, day one, she came by the booth and John had a chat. I was flying, so I was trying to make my way here. I just got to meet her.
Nice.
Great gal.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to doing an actual full podcast interview with her sometime in the future. Once we kind of settle down from this and maybe get through the holidays, figure something out. But yeah, I can't wait to hear more about that story.
Yeah, it's really a good one.
Being constantly involved with the RPM Foundation, and we're constantly pushing what drives youth. We're always trying to get the next generation in.
Yeah.
It always seems like we're chasing the kids, but we have to.
Yeah.
Our information is going to die if we don't pass it on.
Yes. Well, and that's one thing. We were on a podcast last night, the Monoxide podcast, and that's what we were talking about is the documentation that think about this. If it was 25 years ago, we would have never had podcasts because we had radio shows.
Mhm.
Now anybody can have a podcast and you can tell and document the stories from anything that you're interested in. We're just interested in drag and drive cars, and you guys are interested in cars. Well, let's talk about the National Get Out and Drive Day because that thing has been blowing up. It's several years in the making now, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So tell us about that.
National Get Out and Drive Day is a reoccurring day, and it is the first Sunday of every October.
Nice.
Not a single location event, not a car show and things. We started out national. It is a global thing. I don't want to say a phenomenon, but it's a global event.
Yeah.
And we've had people from nearly every country in the world sending us information of what they do on National Get Out and Drive Day. You don't have to drive a car. We get people emailing and calling us and say, well, I don't have a custom car. I don't have a drag car or whatever. It doesn't matter. You definitely have to get out and drive. We want to see that. Use your car. We want to see people enjoying the day. Any automotive fashion. You can play with Hot Wheels. We can watch Bullet for the millionth time. Or for the first time. By the way, I'm unfriending you because you haven't seen Bullet yet. But definitely anything you can to pass on again information to the next generation.
Yeah, and we want to see people registering for this event too. You go to our website, it's www.getoutthenDrive.com, and you can register for National Get Out and Drive Day. And the whole point of registering is that we want to be able to send you some free stuff.
Yeah.
Because you register, and that gives us an opportunity to see how many people are participating. There's a lot of people out there who will participate that may not officially be
Yeah.
participating. We'll send you a sticker that you can put on your car, your toolbox that's got the year on it, and then that way we know, and you know that you've participated. I've got 4 stickers.
Yeah.
I've participated all 4 years that we've had it.
That's great.
Next year, number 5, and they can overlap, and you can see the stickers, the years
Yes.
every year.
So every time we do something, that is our thought process. Like I want it to be able to stack and people to be able to add each year to the thing. So that's really cool. Well, guys, let's talk about your podcast. What you guys typically cover. You're not like us. Like you're not dove into some niche market. You guys talk to a lot of different people. And I think that's what I enjoy most about listening to your stuff. It's really I'm not going to say a learning, because I don't want to bore people with education, but listen, there's a lot of cool things that you guys cover. So how often do you guys put something out? Is it a scheduled deal? Where can people find you, and when would they find you?
Go ahead.
Well, yeah. So one of the things to cover what we talk about is we'll talk about anything.
Yeah.
We
Paint with a wide brush.
and we don't do that by mistake. We want to get the interesting story.
Yeah.
Whatever that happens to be, whether it's something like Riley's Rebuilds, whether it's a young lady like Victoria Beener who's 12 years old getting into drag racing, or maybe it's somebody who's doing something related to a new TV show or something like that. We want to get these fantastic stories that will draw people in to listen. And in fact, we did an interview with Travis Bell a while back.
Yes.
If you know who Travis Bell is, maybe you don't. He found the first ever General Lee. Lee 1.
Wow.
And look, we had to break that series up into 3 episodes because the stories, well, he's got so many. And the whole idea is that that's what we want to find. So we feel that those keen stories, whether you're car people or not, may appeal to people who just want to listen to a story.
Yeah.
We try to post on a weekly basis. But this time of year, we're so busy doing stuff like this that it's hard to keep that schedule. So we generally will do a lot of interviews ahead of time, and then we'll just drop them on certain dates, and we'll be on our social medias, pushing those out for promos. And we're always looking for new stuff. If you're listening to this right now and you think that you've got an interesting story that you want to share with the world, reach out to us. Go to our website, getoutandrive.com. You can contact us because we're always looking for those great stories.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we need to be back on, and we need to have Eric on. He's never been on. We need to have him we need to tell some fun stories because guys, we just laid out what we did this weekend is going to change Drag and Drive in the future. And we want definitely to bring that to your audience. So I'm sure we're going to work together sometime next year. We'll have some fun stuff. What's up next? When do you go home? Because you're in Canada, you're in Missouri. What's the plan? You guys staying all night? What have you been doing?
So I'll fly out tomorrow morning, or actually about lunchtime. I'll get home around supper time, dinner time, whatever you guys call that. So it's and it's about a 90-mile drive home from the nearest big airport to fly out. So I'll fly out tomorrow. John's driving home back to St. Louis tomorrow. What, 4.5 hours?
Yeah, about 4.
Yeah. So it's we want to try and take every advantage of the networking opportunities here with you guys, with everybody that we've interviewed, with new people that we don't even know we're going to interview yet, and try and capitalize on all of that. We've been invited to a little bit of an after party later on tonight. So again, more networking, meeting new people. We had a little dabble of that last night.
We had fun. We went over to Travis Bell's house.
Yes.
What house? And if you haven't been or you don't know Travis Bell, he owns a compound like that used to be a nursery. And it's acres and acres and acres of property. And I asked him, I said, because he loves Holden Commodores and Holden and just everything. And we went in his garage, he turned the lights on, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm in the United States and I'm standing there looking at 6 Holdens.
Wow.
And one of them is a Ute.
Yes.
All LS powered, fantastic.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, that old thing. And that's the way he did.
Yeah.
But he owns a property and he has a burnout pit. He's got in his backyard a go-kart track.
Yes.
He has places that people can stay if they come to his house. He's got his business he runs out of there.
Travis, you sound like a friend I need to have.
Right. It's
definitely a great contact and full of great stories.
He's the Forrest Gump of automotive information. It's incredible. Every time I sit down with him, he's like, "Oh, last night," and I never knew this. I'm sorry, Travis. He said Jared Vogel was his best friend
Wow.
because we went in and there's a huge fake Subway sandwich on the ceiling,
Yeah,
like a promotional,
6-foot long ones.
yeah, big giant promotional thing. Yeah. I'm like, why is there a Subway sandwich hanging on the ceiling? And he goes, yeah, he went to school together with Jared, and it's amazing. And right next to that, there is a leg, a prosthetic leg that has a tracking monitor for someone who was on house arrest. I'm like, dude, what is the story with that? It's hanging from the ceiling. And he explained us the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Anyway, the leg is named Sugarfoot.
That's awesome.
Because the person that had the thing, they had diabetes, and when they went to go put him on house arrest, he gave them the prosthetic leg.
They put it on.
They put it on the prosthetic leg. He left it at home, did whatever he wanted.
Wow, that's pretty smart.
It's a ridiculous story that you think you're sitting next to Forrest Gump, and there's no way he could have met the president 3 times.
That's right.
But then there's a picture on the wall of everything he said.
Wow.
Travis is an amazing person.
Yeah.
Full of information, and just a great guy.
Well, guys, I want to say thank you so much for coming by. You've been hanging out. We've been, man, if people don't know, we've been running selfies in front of this banner. I probably have, there's 100-ish posts on our Facebook page in an album that's People of PRI, and it's just selfies in front of this banner or wherever we're at meeting people. So if you're here, please come by booth 4746. Guys, tell us about the Racing Junk booth. Where are you at? What are they looking for? What car? Because it's cool.
We're in booth 2143, and they have a 65 Chevrolet truck that's there, and you'd walk up to it and you'd never know, but that truck was built 20 years ago.
Wow.
It has an unbelievable bead rolled bed, polished aluminum bead rolled bed. It has a double stack blower.
Stack blower.
Yeah.
That thing.
Bottom blower is, and I know nothing about engines. I'm a body man. I'm sorry to all engine guys. The bottom blower is upside down, and they're bolted together.
Oh, interesting.
The bottom blower, he said he's owned all his life,
Wow.
and he's in his 50s. And it's absolutely amazing. But to look at it, it's an impressive truck. It sits right, and you know what he does? He loves to get out and drive.
Yeah.
There is dents and dings and scratches and all road trophies, chips,
Yeah.
road trophies all over the front of the thing. It's amazing. But we've been partners with Get Out and Drive has been partners with Racing Junk for quite some time.
Yeah.
And they've opened a lot of doors for us.
Yeah.
They have great partnerships with you.
Yep.
And great partnerships with a bunch of other promoters and people. But if you don't know about it, definitely go to racingjunk.com. They will let you have a listing, and you sell your parts.
Yeah.
You get the money right back in your own pocket.
Well, here's the biggest benefit for us. We didn't want to run a buy sell trade page on Facebook, right? We know that is brain damage is what that is, right? So we didn't want to do that. Luckily, you introduced us to Mark. Wonderful team at Racing Junk. They've been huge for us. They have helped us in so many ways. And we even run a segment on our weekly Wednesday night show that is found on Racing Junk. And we go through and we find cool cars or cool parts, pieces, things like that on there. And I love the site. I'm on there a lot. Let's say my top 2 searches, if I just start typing www, is Summit Racing and Racing Junk, right?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
So those guys have been amazing. And I'll tell you, they're one of the best partners in the game. So if you're a podcaster, definitely reach out to them. They've opened doors just like for you guys and for us. So it's been amazing. Well, guys, please go find these guys. For the folks that have just jumped in, tell them the website and the social media handles again, and then I'm gonna let you guys get out of here.
Yeah, absolutely. So everything that we do on social media is Get Out and Drive. We have a Facebook group, the Get Out and Drive podcast, and you can find us online at www.getout.drive.com.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Awesome.